Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. So if you are here to find out what is happening right now with price action of Bitcoin and also what kind of scenario to be expected next, then this is the right place, because in this video guys, I'm going to show you different scenario, different time frame, and also using different perspective where the price of Bitcoin might be heading here in the immediate short term and in the upcoming days. If that is what you wanted to hear, then come on guys, hit that like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. Now without wasting any time, let's jump into the content. So guys, now you can see we are going to jump straight here in a weekly time frame, because in a weekly we have been very clear. As long as the price of Bitcoin remains above this 0.236 Fibonacci extension line that was lying around 43,000 range, right, we could be finding strong support around that range. And yesterday when the price of Bitcoin came lower, right, we broke out of the support, we went even lower, but as you can see, somehow we did manage to come back above this 0.236 Fibonacci extension line that was around 43,000. So what does this actually mean for Bitcoin in a weekly, right? What we don't want at any cost is to lose the grip out of this 0.236 support line, which is 43,000, because breaking below this 43,000, you can see, right, could be triggering another downward price movement for Bitcoin here in the upcoming days. And I have been very clear on this one, because right now in a daily time frame, the price of Bitcoin does looks very weak, because we have broke below this moving averages, the 50 exponential moving average support. We broke also below this broadening wedge, we broke below the falling wedge, and also the bottom CPI line support got broken. All of this scenario will be showed right now for you, because if we look at this in a daily time frame, you can see very clearly guys, the price of Bitcoin broke out of this important line of support, the moving averages 20 and the 50 exponential moving average, because losing the grip of this 50 exponential moving average in the past Bitcoin price action, you can see did saw some sort of a relief rally, but at the end we started this pull back type of scenario. So that's why, as you can see in a daily, losing the support from these moving averages definitely is showing a sign of weakness, because to the downside, this daily MACD is still a very bearish MACD cross, right? You can see RSI line below 50 level, that is also a sign of weakness, and the T3CCI already in a negative territory. So the indicators are also now in favor of bears. So that's why right now we can see the price is struggling to maintain this support above this 43,000 price area. And now if we look at this price structure a bit differently, yesterday we did talk about this broadening bottom, right? And also about this broadening wedge type of scenario. We were aware the support from this lower line was very strong, and in the past Bitcoin price action when similar scenario appeared, found a really nice bounce. But in our case right now, as you can see, the price here is finding resistance. The line which previously acted as a support here, right, you can see plenty of time, is now acting as a resistance. So that's why guys, right now for us, breaking above this 43,500 to 44,000 range is definitely going to be one very strong struggle, because we are aware if we do see strong rejection again around this price range, then we could still expect some sort of a pull back type of scenario happening for Bitcoin, because not just only the rejection from the upper line area, the lower line area of this broadening wedge, but also if you look at this price action, falling wedge, because yesterday the price of Bitcoin was hovering around this falling wedge, and we were also expecting some support to be there, right? Because the same line here was also acting as a support, just like with the broadening wedge. But now as you can see, price did lost the support from this falling wedge, and the same lower line which previously acted as a support is acting as a resistance. So with different scenarios, you can see the price of Bitcoin in a daily is clearly showing sign of weakness, because rejection to enter above this falling wedge, right, or also this broadening wedge could clearly indicate a sign of weakness. So that's why for us the most important thing right now is to somehow find support above this 43,500 to 44,000 range, because that support must be held at any cost. Because if you look at this in a bit different way, I mean, if I would show you this price movement using the CPI lines, you can see here guys, the CPI line has now also showed a sign of weakness. Why? Because we were not able to find support at the final support line, and this final support line was lying around $43,931. And now what does this mean? The same line, the bottom CPI line which previously acted as a support, could be acting as a resistance. So that's why I showed you with this broadening wedge, the lower line which is acting as a resistance, this falling wedge which is acting as a resistance, right? And now this bottom CPI line, which is around 43,900, is going to be one strong line of resistance, because the same line, if you simply look at this here, you can see around that range, very, very important line of support. And now the same line which previously acted as support could be acting as a resistance. So if we do somehow, right, manage to jump back above this bottom CPI line and find a proper support above this 44,000 price area, then guys, that could still indicate the bulls might be fighting back. But if we fail to re-enter this support here, right, from the bottom CPI line around 44,000, that could be indicating a clear sign of danger, and we could still see lower price movement playing out for Bitcoin, because according to the CPR, the lower price target has already been placed, and this is lying around 39,450. Yesterday, we almost came around that price range, as you can see, right? But we still have not touched it yet. I'm not saying the price has to see this pullback. We have lost the support from this 50 exponential and also the 20 exponential moving average, support from this broadening bottom, the lower line, sorry, the broadening wedge, the lower line area, falling wedge, you can see, right, the lower line area. And that's why this line are now definitely going to be a strong line of resistance for Bitcoin. So that's why, guys, what we want today is price of Bitcoin somehow to find a proper support first above this resistance line, right, which could be around 43,500, and also a proper support above this bottom CPI line around 43,900 price range. So let's see how the price of Bitcoin is going to do here in the upcoming days and also in the immediate short term. And now, before I conclude this video, guys, I just want to make you aware, if you are unaware of my Twitter account, it's Crypto Anup. Feel free to follow me there. And also, if you want to know what I do in daily basis, then you can also follow me on Instagram, which is Anup Tungana. This is the only official Instagram account I have. There are many scammers using similar name and approaching you, so please be careful. And for confirmation, you can always look at the video description down below. So by saying this, I'm signing out. Bye bye, guys.